Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Cooldown Manager in World of Warcraft. I'm here today to learn you about or teach you about it and how you can actually use it and how to make it actually looking also very nice. So first of all, press escape, go to options, go to gameplay enhancement and go to this one here called Cooldown Manager. You will now click enable Cooldown Manager and it will show up a lot of random stuff down here at the bottom where you think, okay, why is it doing this? But don't worry. Before we look at how it actually looks down here, we should be looking at the cooldowns that actually tracks, the things that is important for you. So let's go into advanced cooldown settings. Then it will open up this window here, as you can see here on the left side, there's cooldown settings here. First, what I would always recommend you is, clean up. Get rid of everything, move it down here, hold your mouse on each of them, and get them down to not displayed. And the same for the second page, you can see you have a page here for spells, which is the cooldown on spells, and you have one called buffs, where you can actually track your buffs. So get rid of everything, just everything you have here on utility cooldowns and essential cooldowns, get rid of it all. That is what I recommend you. Start fresh. Don't take whatever Blizzard here is trying to tell you to track. Start fresh. Now, it is time for you to find out what do you actually want to track. What do you want to see the cooldowns or what do you want to track? The buffs up, sorry, the spells up here is the cooldowns on spells. For example, of course you can see the cooldown on your spell here, Vampiric Blood, but maybe sometimes you don't want to look down your action bar to see in the middle of a fight if it's ready. So maybe you want to have it up here in essential cooldowns so you can see it's there. Don't worry, I'll show you how you can get this one up here more in the middle of the screen so you can actually keep in track on it. But what I personally like to do is to have important cooldowns that can actually make a difference when they are ready. So, for example, I don't want to have Morrowind. I mean, why would I need Morrowind? It's always ready. It just costs 2 runes. So, for example, I would pick something like, maybe Consumption as well. Not Blood Boil. It's not enough. Like Iceborne Fortitude, that one can help me. Bone Storm can help me, Dancing Rune Weapon can help me, Lichborn could technically help me, Anti-Magic Zone could help me, Tombstone could help me, and Anti-Magic Shield. I think that's important, what I would like. You can also add stuff down here to utility cooldown, but basically it's just the same as the one above. It's just it's just default smaller than the other ones. So personally, I don't use the utility cooldown. I just use the top one here. But you can use it it's basically so you can have 2 different some over here and some over here. So I just put up in the essential cooldowns only. Now it is time to look at buffs. So this is the most important one. This is the good one. This is the good stuff. This is where you can actually see. For example, when as a Blood Death Knight I'm using Morrowind, I get a shield on me called Bone Shield. I would like to see if it's on me right now and how long it's still on me. So what I would do is I would take this spell here called Bone Shield, which is this one here, and put it into tracked bars. Now you can see when I actually use my Morrowind, it will show as a little a slider here and show how long it's still going to be on me. This is usually things that people use add-ons like WeakAura for, but now it's actually in the game and you don't need WeakAura for doing that anymore. Also, I would like to, for example, track, when I actually use Icebound Fortitude, it would be nice to see, how long is it actually on me. So, let's use Icebound Fortitude as well. Purgatory is nice. It's whenever I'm about to die, it gives me 3 seconds where I don't die. So it will be nice to see when it's actually on me. I don't need to see it as a slider. It's fine for me to just see that it's actually on me. So I'm going to add it to this one here called Tracked Buffs instead. Track buffs is just this one here has a slider. This one here is just gonna show a number of the cooldown. It's just gonna show you the image. And don't worry, I'm gonna make it look nice in a second. Then I would also like to know when I'm actually using Tombstone, and it would be nice to see how long the shield is gonna be on me. It would also be nice to track, let's see here, Vampiric Blood, to see how long it's on me as well. And Dancing Rune Weapon, Bone Storm would probably be also nice to track. And Coagulation Blood is nice for just track buffs up there. And I would say the Blood Shield is also nice to just see it's on me. I don't need to see the slider. I just need to see that it's actually on me. So I know I have the shield. Lichborn could be nice to track as well. And blood drawn is actually nice to know that it's also on me. And anti-magic shield could also be nice to track. There we go. So now we have chosen all the important spells we want to see the cooldown on, and we have done which like buffs we should be tracking. Okay, so now you close it, and now you will see these things are gone, these things are down here, and when I go into combat, it will start now tracking, for example, my bone shield, and if I use one of my cooldowns, it will start showing, you know, stuff down here, how long time it's actually on, just like here, and now it will show me when it's actually ready again, and so on, so on, so on. But we can agree this doesn't look great from the first moment. Like this is actually not what we want to have it as. What we want it to be as is, for example, what I have in my personal UI. As you can see here, this is my personal UI. When I actually go into combat, it shows my cooldowns over here, and it shows my track buffs over here, which I find very, very lovely. Well, very nice. Now here I can see my blood shield and how long time it's on me. So I like this. This is very nice. But now you might be asking, how did I do this? So if I go into edit mode and I go back to, you can, you know, go back to whatever profile you're using. I'm just going to be in this one here called classic preset to show you. Okay, so edit mode, be in the profile you want to edit, maybe make a new one in case you don't want to make, like, you know, make sure you can go back. But okay, so inside here, first you take your track bars, which is the one that is going to show you all the spells that is like being tracked, like all your buffs. So I'm going to place it somewhere. I like to have it like here in the right corner of my character, like next to it. And then I'm going to say only show in combat. You know, when you click on it, you can choose like size, padding, opacity, hide when inactive, show timer, show tooltips. I like it to be shown only in combat. You can also say icons only, name only, icon and name. It's up to you, but I just only want to see it in combat. Like I don't want to see it outside of combat. Then we also have this one here called utility cooldown. That is the one I'm not using because, you know, we're just going to call this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. We just create this 1, 4, 5. So basically, Cooldown Manager, I didn't use any of the utility cooldowns because again, it's just a second one. It's like there's no difference because when you see here, when I click on my essential cooldowns and my utility cooldowns, there is no difference here. The only difference is just like how many columns it's actually showing. I could set it up to 12, and of course it's also smaller. But yeah, I don't need that one. Now we have my essential cooldowns, which I would like to have above this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it out of this thing that it was attached to. And then I'm going to say that I want more columns. I want like this. And then I'm going to place it right above this one here now. So now they actually like attached. They're like clipping now. You can see here, snap to elements here. So now they're like those two are together down here, which I feel like is nice. Then we also have our track buffs, which is the buffs that I want to see. Also, like this one here is showing the slider for the buffs. Like, you know, it shows me how long time I have back. This one here does the same, but it only just with numbers on it. And this one is more just, you know, yeah, you get me. But I don't want it to be another one above or something like that. I actually want it like on the side of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. So icon direction is going to be not left and right, sorry. This one here, from horizontal to vertical, and then I'm going to place it right here. So now all these three are together here, and I could technically place it somewhere like here, or maybe even here in the middle of the screen. Something like there. And then we can say save. And now, oh, sorry, we forgot one thing. That one here, I only want to see it in combat. This one here in combat, and this one here in combat. Save. There we go. Now, and again, this was escape, edit mode. And then you have these three here. You might have to click advanced options, and you might have to, like, you know, find them in here. Cooldown Manager, you know, you need to like enable them so you can actually see them. You can see that you actually need to enable so you can see them, or else they not gonna, you know, Cooldown Manager, you can see they're not gonna be showing here. Now they are enabled, and let's try go into combat again. So we're going to be using like this. Now you can see the bone shield is on me. Very nice. It shows that I have 4 stacks, and it counts down how long I have back. It also shows me which cooldowns is ready. So now I'm going to be using my cooldowns just to like show you that, you know, we're going to be using all my different cooldowns. Woohoo, using cooldowns. We like using cooldowns. Very nice. Woohoo. So now you can see that all the different things is starting to show me when they're popping off, and they're going to show me here when it's ready. Then we're going to be using, for example, Death Strike, which is going to show me that I have my shield on. You know, it's not going to show me how much the shield is on, but it's just going to show me that at least I know I'm not going to take any damage now. I'm not going to take any physical damage now because the shield is on me. So I just at least know when this one here is like showing out here, then it's actually having the Ballard shield on. And now I can see, oh, my consumption is ready. Of course, again, I can also see it down here, but it shows me up here that consumption is ready. It shows me my Lichborn is ready. Oh, my anti-magic shield is ready, you know, and so on. And then, of course, it shows me here on the right side. One thing I would like if Blizzard ever sees this video is that instead of having them, you can see whenever like one of these was actually like whenever Bone Shield and Lichborn was active at the same time, they had all this gap between them. It would be nice if it actually like collided automatically, but I can't seem to get that work. You know, I wanted to like build the list automatically up and down instead of having anti-magic shield down here and Bone Shield up there. But again, it doesn't work in that way. At least if I don't know how to do that. In case you know how to do that, let me know in the comments. But it seems like so far it doesn't work. So yeah, so if I go back to my default UI, you can see exactly this is my default UI. And yeah, this is how I will be playing Midnight Retail whenever we get in there, and also Retail how I play today with all my cooldowns and so on. Of course, just in Midnight, there's going to be less cooldowns because they're removing a lot of spells from different specs. But yeah, woohoo, look at that. So thanks for watching. This was a quick 12-minute guide on how to use the Cooldown Manager in World of Warcraft. A lot of people don't even know that it's been added and how to enable it and how to use it and how to modify it. So now I'm showing you. It's easy, it's nice to set up, and you should all really try it out. And maybe you don't need WeakAura anymore. So yeah, who knows. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.